the true X factor of the offense. He hasn't been here. He's coming
not.
back, and this is another reason why the Niners are really, really built for success in the playoffs. Talk about it.
Elijah Mitchell.
Yeah.
He is the true X factor of this offense. He is the transmission. He's what makes it go. If for all of the fans, I've been hearing a lot of chirping about how Christian McCaffrey is utilized. And let's be honest, just from an optics position, he's a smaller guy. So when he sticks his nose in the fire, it looks a little visceral. It looks a little violent. And
it does.
The first thing that everybody thinks about is like, Jesus Christ, this is our guy that we traded for, and how do we keep him healthy?
Well, Plus, we know his history. Although he's been super durable on the Niners. Give him credit for that.
He's been uncharacteristically durable.
Crazy.
Yeah, to be honest. But Elijah Mitchell is who we want carrying those totes. That's who we want. Even though he's small in stature, there's a couple of things about Elijah Mitchell that I think he doesn't get a good rap for. Elijah Mitchell is a converted receiver. That's what people need to realize.
I didn't know that. Wow.
Yes,
I didn't know that.
He's a converted receiver. He came in and got converted to receiver, and once he got his coaching change, they made the decision to keep him at running back. So this, if you remember, before Christian McCaffrey, we were complaining about the wide open Elijah Mitchell wheel routes that weren't getting hit.
That's true.
If you remember that. So there's a lot more that he can bring to our offense than just carrying the ball. It's just unfortunate that he's gotten those injuries. But
he should get more looks on screens too. I mean, imagine him in a little bit of space. I'm just saying.
Imagine
4.3 speed. He's faster than McCaffrey.
On the double screen in Seattle.
Dude, he and McCaffrey should be on the field together, man. Ooh. Just saying.
If they get on the field together, Grant, I mean, it really is stagnant on defense because you can't tip, you can't pick, you have to pick your poison.
I mean, look, nothing against Juszczyk. I know I make fun of him. I poke fun at how the Niners use him. He's legit. He's super good. And even by just going in motion, he has a huge impact on the offense. But there are other things you can do. Like you can get out of 21 personnel and bring in another running back. Well, it's still 21. Dude, they need more snaps for Ray. Those are X factors too. Ray has been an X factor recently. I really like him. He looks super explosive. Ray.
He's very explosive. And what's kind of funny is that the snaps that he's taking are kind of like all of Debo's looks. What you would necessarily expect Debo to do.
And he's killing it. He's killing it.
I'm not an innuendo guy, but it's kind of funny how he's not missed a beat in that position. I mean, he's open. He doesn't bring the physicality that Debo brings. But I'm looking for
more explosion this year.
That is true. That's true. I hate
Debo had it last year. I know. Me too. But I mean,
he got paid.
To be fair to Debo, he got paid. He got hurt. But still,
it's been a year.
Whatever excuses. Ray is the guy right now, and I feel like Kyle knows it too. Every week he's calling up more and more crucial plays.
Ho. Ray is not the guy right now. Debo is back, bro. He's back. He's back. Like you put the money on the field.
Take a week.
You put the money in. I can't let you do that.
That's true.
He's back on the field.
That's true. You can't go to like Jed and be like, hey, thanks for spending all that money on Debo, but
I think our special teams guy is really who's going to take us there.
Though.
Nah.
Yeah.
Sounds nice. Yeah.
It's true. That's true. Mm-hmm. That's true. So look, you got Elijah Mitchell coming back. He's averaging 5.6 yards per carry. So now the Niners can go like 3 deep at running back, 4 deep at wide receiver. You still have one of the best tight ends in the league. I mean, man.
And don't forget that we've also primed Jordan Mason in his stead. Yeah. So Jordan Mason has actually created a role for himself now that Elijah is down. I feel
and all
really
3 running backs are different. I like that. They're all different.
Yeah. They're all different. I really feel good about our running game moving forward. I mean, I think about right now we average 139 a game. But with what we do in the passing game, I feel like that's a really good mix. Balance is what we do. I feel like our team is built to play whoever gives us a challenge that day. You can't really say what we do this year. Last year, you could say we're run heavy, but not this year.
Absolutely. No, I think it's actually, you're wrong if you think the Niners are coming in trying to run the ball. I think they're trying to actually beat you with play action and pocket movement, and it's working. Yeah. So when the Niners finally get to the playoffs, I'm thinking there's going to be a well-coached, prepared team that gets it and actually has a Brock Purdy game plan and not a Jimmy Garoppolo game plan, but so far hasn't happened.
Well, you got to have the bodies to beat us.
You
You know
do.
what I'm saying? So it's not just the coaching, but you got to actually have the team.
You got to have a
You know?
healthy, extremely gifted defense to even match
Yeah.
up.
And
Yeah.
then on top of that, your coach has got to be, he's got to have a day.
See, that's why I feel like Green Bay still. I don't know if the Niners are going to face them. I don't know how it works, but
Right.
they're an interesting matchup because their defense really, really does have
They've emerged.
terrific DBs. Like they can feel confident one-on-one against Ayuk
Right.
or Kittle, and not many teams can. So I don't know.
Well,
Yeah.
you know, the best thing to do against DBs is make them tackle.
That is
so,
true.
You know,
That's
it's
what
like
the Niners do against the. That's what the Niners do against the Packers all the time, right?
Yeah, you can't cover
Yeah.
inside zone. You better get your
That's
ass
true.
in here and tackle. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I feel
That's
like
true.
there's a lot of ways that teams are kind of leveraged in certain ways, and so are we. We just got finished talking about our secondary. So we're leveraged in ways too, but I feel like there's one thing in noticing our team is leveraged and understanding how to get to it. And I think that we have one of the best teams in the league that can actually attack something that we see.
But to bring this full circle, it's because
Let's go.
to me, because of Mitchell's coming back. The one thing I feel with McCaffrey, and I do think he's a hell of a great player, is I don't know that you can necessarily dictate with your run game with him as your running back, nor should you. It seems like if teams still out to stop the run, that's when you play action, you throw to him. But with Mitchell, hey man, do whatever you want to do. He's averaging 5 yards a carry, and that's the kind of running back that this team, I mean, any team needs. But that he's different.
You know what else is crazier about that, Grant? We haven't even seen the effect of Elijah Mitchell coming off of Jordan Mason yet.
Right.
So we haven't even seen that tandem. You know what I'm saying? So we got a little bit of Elijah Mitchell and Christian McCaffrey, but I'm looking to see what Jordan Mason can do to a defense after Elijah's got done with him for a couple of reps.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got to look at it that way. You know what I'm saying?
I'm looking forward to seeing how Kyle divvies up 30 carries in a playoff game. You got McCaffrey, but you also got Mitchell. You also got Mason. You also got Debo. You also got Ray, who's good for one or two. You got Danny Gray, who looked good on that. I mean, so many options. You can really.
Will there be 30 carries, though?
Whatever they need to do. If you need to do it, yes. If not, you can pass 40 times too. Whatever you got to do.
Like even just a little trend about our nemesis, who everybody knows who we're coming to get, is Philly. They've lost, but in their 3 losses, they rush for like under 60 yards a game. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you can play the Niners and you can say, all right, we're gonna stop the run today, but you be woefully, you be hurt to try to go against what we do.
If your plan is we're going to stop the run and we're going to do it by selling out and putting 6 on the line and 8 in the box, like you're going to give up 35 points. You can't. So like the only way you have a chance is if you feel you can we can shut down this run game without overcommitting to it because our defensive line trumps their offensive line. And I don't know how many teams can say that. Maybe Philly's won. I don't think Minnesota's won. I don't know if Green Bay is one, although
Minnesota doesn't have a defense.
Their nose tackle, Kenny Clark from UCLA, often does well against the Niners, although he hasn't faced Jake Brendel yet.
Routinely,
he's really good. He's really good. Yeah. So
he does well.
I think that Green Bay team is the team that the Niners don't want to face because they're in a win streak too, and it feels like they're playing their best football. Where I'm not sure the Niners are playing their best football on offense. I'll say that.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't believe any team that runs an iteration of anything that we do can beat us.
That's a good point.
I'm sorry.
That's a good point. I see what you mean.
I'm sitting in the coaches meeting right now.
I see what you mean.
And I'm looking at Kyle, and there's no way
that's a good point.
that a guy who runs what we run,
that's a good point,
who learned what we run, I'm sorry. And I know that sounds like
that's a really good point. No, it's a great point. Because who are the 2 guys that got D'Amico this year? Andy Reid, Josh McDaniels. Definitely not from the Kyle Shanahan tree. Those are different offenses. Yeah, it's
different offenses. Yeah. And we faced a team that really had something to prove in Las Vegas. They got to make a lot of decisions at a lot of different positions, and they're healthy. Darren Waller is a very good tight end.
Excellent.
I think people don't realize how good he really
good.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are a lot of people. I mean, you could talk this. I got a friend right now who's a Raiders fan who we argue to the tooth about who's better between George and Waller. You know, so
I mean, after the catch, probably George, but before it, you know
Darren Waller is a silky,
bigger,
smooth
faster,
athlete.
all that.
He is.
Yeah.
You know, so and Renfro was back. You know,
and Devontae Adams. Like, you know how you see someone in person, you have a different impression? That's the best wide receiver I've ever seen in person.
Really? How great is he?
You just put it in his general vicinity. Okay, so the long catch and then the touchdown catch, both of those were like, you just looked around like, he caught that? He fucking caught that? Like, holy shit. I mean, Did you think the catch was a catch? The one that got refused? I didn't care. And I think that's what Kyle Shanahan said too. Was like, you know what? It might not have been a catch, but that shit was so smooth though. It deserved a count. It's like one of the greatest catches ever. So I mean, that's kind of how I felt.
He was in his fucking bag. I'm gonna be real, man. He was in his bag. He was in his bag.
So I don't know if Brady wants to play with him next year or if they stick with Stidham, but that team actually, if they just get a defense, they might be good.